Greetings, fellow YouTubers. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer. Today we are going to talk a little bit about the lawsuit filed by this company called Gamevice against Nintendo. Yeah, playing Bayonetta. It's just I guess my normal conversational game because it's relatively easy to play and I can speak with relative ease at any point, at any rate rather. I am, well, first and foremost I would like to say that I have read through the entirety of the claim that Gamevice has filed against Nintendo, and I would like to first say that good gravy, those things are long and wordy and unnecessary. I don't know why legal documents and government documents have to be like 15 pages of repeating the same thing and describing the companies in full like we don't already know. Well, okay. Admittedly, I had no idea who Gamevice was, so at least that part was sort of worth the read. Anyway, the verbiage was excessive to the point of being ridiculous, first of all. Second of all, as I read through it, the claim appears to be that Nintendo has copied their idea to connect controllers to the side of a tablet. Apparently, that patent that they have says that, hey, no one else can ever put a controller on the side of a... Oh, let me go ahead and skip this. Okay, no one can put a controller on the side of a tablet, according to this patent, is essentially what it's saying. I think that is ridiculous, because the concept is, ouch, the concept is laughable. Like, hey, you can't do this thing, this one aspect of, you know, what, I don't know, at least 10 other people that I've seen online have done already. They focus their attention on Nintendo. Now, I think there's a couple of reasons for this. Usually, you go after the big fish because if you can win with the big fish, you can get all the little fish in line without having to go after them. Because, hey, they figure if you won against the big guy, you're gonna, you know, we can go ahead and hang it up. The other aspect of that is Nintendo's device is actually well known and successful, which in their minds probably guarantees a big payoff. Another aspect that I believe was good grief, so many cinematics. Another aspect that I believe was probably thought about in this calculation was the fact that as you excuse me, as you go after this I guess bigger fish, as it were, your okay, sorry, one second, I gotta sorry, need a little bit of concentration there. I remember at one point I was a beast at this game and I would rarely get hit even whilst talking. That is not the case right now. But yeah. I lost my point while I was trying to stay alive. Okay. Let me see, what was I saying? Aspect of going the bigger fish first, get the bigger fish in line. Let me see, what else? Payoff guaranteed. mean, I think those are the most important aspects. We'll just go ahead and continue. Basically, the other part about this that bothered me was the fact that they were able to get a patent for something so general anyway. Like, I understand that patents have to be in a wide verbiage so that the people that have this idea can keep their idea theirs. I get that. I really do. But when the idea is literally excuse me, connecting a controller to the side of a device, you have to think about the fact that pretty much every handheld game system is a screen with controllers attached to the sides. Like, that's what they are. The fact that this patent went through is egregious, to say the least. I mean, I can't even imagine why the patent holder would say, oh yeah, this is a new and fresh idea that nobody else has ever had. I don't see how anyone could figure this was something that could and should be copied. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, leaving that aside, the obvious stupidity of the patent, the other aspects that bother me about this are that this company is obviously grabbing for money and popularity, and they're going to get it. Like, I had to research this company in order to understand. Yeah. I had to research this company in order to understand what I was even researching. Like, I've never heard of Gamevice. I've never heard of their peripheral, and I believe that aspect might actually speak volumes to one of the real reasons why they're suing in the first place. Yeah, our product sucked, and now we're jealous, and we would like nothing more than to mess with this other company's success over a product that isn't even really that similar. Like, beyond this aspect, the fact that you can connect the controllers to the side of the Wii U, they are night and day different. Like, nothing is the same about them at all. They don't have motion controls in their device. They don't have even the way it connects to the tablet is different in every way. Like, Nintendo has rails, and they have like this strange stretchy foam thing, not foam, rubber, maybe plastic, composite. Anyway, they have this thing that stretches, and that stretchiness is what holds the controller on the device, combined with the connector that the device actually uses. Yeah, completely different. The pictures that they had in the suit were of things that they contrived to be similar to their device, and I mean, they had a relatively involved teardown, and all of the things that they had that they highlighted to me were nothing like their product. Like, I can see, like, okay, they said something about a bridge, a bridge between the what do you call those things? The rails for the Joy-Con controllers, and the yeah, the body of the body, because the body of the tablet had the rails screwed into it. They were saying that counted as a bridge. So yeah, there were a lot of aspects of this that I was askewed on, like estranged about, I guess you could say. I just, none of it made sense to me. And, well, no, it made sense, but in the sense that, dude, this patent is way too broad. Nobody is ever going to be able to do this. like ever again and actually not have a patent claim. Yeah, it just speaks to the failed nature of the patent. The patent is supposed to be, like, generally speaking, I've read a lot of patents and things like that in the past, and what it really boils down to is a patent is supposed to make sure that you are that your product, that the product that you produce is not copyable. And I love that aspect of patents because, I mean, it gives the people that have these ideas the ability to not have to worry about their products being copied 2 weeks down the line, that kind of thing. On that note, when your patent is too broad, you have the issue of being able to say that anything and everything is an aspect of your product. Anything and everything is an idea that you had that no one could ever have, you know, no one should have again, and that aspect is rampant in this particular case. Like literally, like I said, literally as I read it, I was well, okay, I read two things. I read the patent and I read the ouch. I read the patent and I read the case. And the patent, like I said, is too broad. The case against Nintendo is not a strong one, and I'm hoping that a judge will be able to see that. I hold judges and people of that nature in relatively high regard because when I went to college, well, the first time I went to college before I you know, started going again, lawyers were the usually speaking, people studying to be lawyers and judges were the most studious and diligent of the students that I knew, besides maybe doctors and things of that nature. And that aspect, I'm hoping, would have carried over into, you know, into adult life when you're done with your, oh my, sorry, when you're done with your degree and your doctorate and all that, whatever you have to do to become a judge. I'm not really sure about the process, but I do know that I met a lot of them and they were usually pretty on top of it. This lawsuit is BS. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It is completely dumb. It is an attention grab. It is an attention grab. It is, yeah, it is literally the worst kind of exploitation of the law. Like, it is an example of why the law is not necessarily just for all. But yeah, I mean, that's basically my 2 cents. I don't understand how a judge would call this in Gamevice's favor at all. Like, at all. And if they do call it in their favor, like the penalties that they were asking for, hey, stop production of the Switch, blah blah blah. No, that's not even fair to ask that. It's not infringing, but even if it is infringing, to say, hey, stop the product in general is, I don't know, it feels like, because of the very vague similarity, the most you could possibly hope for out of this lawsuit, speaking now to Gamevice, would be to get a settlement on each Switch sold, or get some kind of payoff. Like, that's the only thing I could think of that could come of this that would be any good for Gamevice, because at this point, the people, like, literally all of the people that want the Switch want your product, and you've just told them, hey, I'm a patent troll that doesn't care what people think of me. I'm going to get this money. And most people frown on that. You're not winning any popularity battles. You're not gonna be able to be a reputable company if you're going to sue a beloved company, especially one that's in a high point with this device, and who has captured your audience. Like, they're watching you be a patent troll, and generally speaking, they're going to say, I'll pass. At least that's what I would say. If I lost support on the $300 console that I just bought because some Yahoo decided that they wanted to sue the company for a very vague patent that doesn't even, no, it's not even, like, I can't even quantify how poorly this patent was worded. Like, I will probably put a link in the description so you guys will have the opportunity to read this trash. But yeah, the patent and the case are blatant cash grabs, blatant popularity grabs, and they're going to get more YouTube hits. They're going to get more Google searches, and at the end of the day, people just want to know, who are these jokers trying to sue Nintendo for something as vague as this? Like, that's what's gonna be the product, the end result of this, is you guys losing, gaining a little steam with popularity. People are gonna Google search you. You're gonna be in the news for a little while, and then you're going to fade back into obscurity, because that's the only route that this could take. I would say, if you had a little more basis, like if the Switch was more similar, like if it actually went over a tablet and not their own console, proprietary console, then, you know, hey, maybe. If it wasn't completely differently shaped, like that little U-shaped thing that you guys originally came out with, I would be like, okay, maybe you have a case. If you had the ability to connect the controller to the phone or tablet, and it not look like it's like it's an add-on, like with the Nintendo Switch, it looks like it's supposed to be a part of this. It looks like it's supposed to be there. And then you have the Gamevice's peripheral that clips onto, you know, your tablet or your phone or whatever such else, and it's a silver. It's been a long time since I got a silver. Anyway, yeah, and you have this thing clipping on here, and I don't know, it definitely looks like an add-on, whereas the Switch's stuff, it looks like it's supposed to be there. It looks like it's just an extension of the system. So I don't know. There's a lot, like, aesthetically it doesn't add up. From a technological standpoint, it doesn't match up. From a conceptual standpoint, it doesn't stand up. The only thing that the case has that has any bearing or any chance of being considered by a judge is the fact that, yes, the Switch does connect its controllers to the sides of the console. That's it. That's literally all. All the rest of their claims, or all the rest of the parts of their claim, where, hey, there's a little bridge in between the Switch and the... No, that is the body of the Switch. I don't even understand how you came to that conclusion. That's like if Gamevice had taken apart a tablet and said, hey, this little bridge in between is actually the bridge for our console too. No, that's the structure of the tablet and device. It doesn't... No, you're not... Ugh. Anyway, long story short, this is a waste of everyone's time. Including Gamevice's. Only thing they could hope to get is a couple $1 million settlement, and that's if Nintendo is generous enough to try to settle it out of court. And if they do settle it out of court, I don't even know if it'll be because they think that there's any basis to this, because me, a layman, somebody who doesn't necessarily understand legal jargon, was reading through this and was able to understand that this is not a valid claim. Like, it's not even worth the time for the judge to look. Like if I were the judge sitting in this courtroom, I would literally say, I read through your case. It is trash. Get out of my courtroom. That is the extent of what I would. I would barely even justify that. I would say, okay, get out. Get out of here. Like, you guys are trolls. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that there's no way that this patent could go anywhere or this lawsuit could go anywhere, because I don't know the future. What I do know is, based on what I've read and what I've seen of the device that Nintendo is supposedly infringing upon, and the company for which I do not know them besides the fact that they are having financial hardships. Yeah, they had a year's lead on Nintendo with this Gamevice thing, and they weren't able to turn more than, like, I don't know, I think it was something like 40,000 units. Like, it was abysmal sales. Like, their sales are trash. And I think what ended up happening was, when Nintendo released a Switch and they popped 2 million in a month, they said, you know what, we're salty. Let's go ahead and sue these guys, because it can kind of be considered to look similar to ours. You know, it has controllers that you can hold in each hand. You know, it can, it's mini, it's portable. Let's do this thing. And so they decided to go ahead and say, hey, let's sue. And so they did. That is my take on that, and that is my opinion. You are open and able to post your own opinions in the comments. I am more than willing to hear a different point of view. I welcome it, in fact. I love hearing the opinions of others and weighing them against my own and improving my mindset as a result. So if you guys have some stuff to say, throw it down in the comments section. I will be more than happy to read it and maybe discuss some stuff. But yeah, as far as I can see, there's very little basis, and this was an attempt to elicit attention. Hey guys, look at us. We have something like the Switch. Yeah. Or rather, Nintendo has something like us, is what they're asserting, but it's not the same. Yeah. Anyway, that has been an opinion piece on the lawsuit for Nintendo. Thank you guys very much for watching and or listening through this far. If you'd like to like and or subscribe, you may do so by clicking on the links provided. You may also check out other videos that I've done by clicking on the links in this video. So again, thank you so much. I am once more Jeff the Christian Gamer. I will catch you guys on the next video.